Hi Fred, hello Clara, hi Bay, hi Coty, hi Albert. It's me again. I'm back home in Morzine, or actually I'm not in Morzine, I'm in Avoriaz. Here's Avoriaz. Now you all remember Avoriaz from your skiing times and from when you come here to Avoriaz in the summer. Well, we're now between the summer and the winter. What happens in Avoriaz between the summer and the winter? What happens in Avoriaz between the summer and the winter is that all the workmen from all the surrounding areas come here to build, to renovate, to build new chalets, to build new apartments. There is a new school. So it's a relatively new thing for Avoriaz to have a school. I think this is the first year that they've operated, but they've been building the school, talking about the school for a couple of years now, and here it is. They haven't quite finished it, but I've been just been past there, and it's full of kids, and they're all spending the year living in Avoriaz. Up until maybe 5 or 6 years ago, nobody lived in Avoriaz all year round, maybe 15 people, odd people, but now there are families moving here and sending their kids to school. The second most interesting thing that we can see here is that it has snowed. It snowed a week ago, most of the snow is now gone, and that's what tends to happen at this time of year. We get a snowfall, then the sun comes out, the snow disappears, we get another snowfall, and gradually we get to the point where the snow stays. So we've had our first snowfall, and it stayed on the highest mountains. We're at 1800 meters here. You can see behind me that's Les Eaux-Forts, and you can see the Avar lift going up to the top there, and the Avar piece has already got a little bit of snow on it, getting itself ready for the winter season. That's it for now. Off now for another activity.
So on my way back down from Avoriaz, who should I come across but the Lelandere goats. They were very hard to get through. They just didn't seem to want to move out of my way. I eventually squeezed my way to the front and was able to continue my way home.
Sitting at the Pétrole.
Yeah, in glorious sunshine,
And
surrounded by
goats.
who I think have just been milked. They're just cleaning up all the milking equipment.
Can you see the one over there with the huge horns?
And a big beard.
To walk up to the Col de Cou. We're going to walk up the Col de Cou and from there up to La Berthe, which is the mountain next door, the hill next door, to see if the people are still there with the big bird catching nets, so we can see the birds coming, being caught. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe it's too late, maybe they've already gone home, we don't know. So that's the plan for today. Walk up to the Col de Cou.
I will see if the chap with his moth catching net is still there as well, if he's not frozen to death.
On the way up to the col, we came across this sign, the yellow lines on which show the flight paths of the birds as they fly south in the autumn. Then we came across a group of bird watchers.
Ça, c'est une rapace, là.
After a little discussion, it became clear that we were looking at choucard, in English, alpine choughs, and hirondelle, in English, swifts
C'est l'oiseau de
and
la
swallows.
Savoie. Non, choucard.
Alors, il y en a beaucoup dans les Alpes. Hein.
Ouais.
What are they?
Choucard.
They're big. And they're using the thermals, aren't they?
Yeah, they're using the thermals to get over the...
You can see them.
They're
going
slowly
round
getting
in a
high enough.
circle
That's right.
to get higher.
Get higher. And the smaller birds that you see are the hirondelles,
Yeah.
these that there are clouds of.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing. They're climbing and climbing, so that eventually they get high enough to just drift over to the other side of the col, just behind us. Whoa, there's one just going straight over. There he goes. Hi there. We're now on the top of La Bête, which is the name of this particular hill, and we're on a ridge, just like we were last week, on a ridge with a col. And behind us, over the hill there, you can see the Col de Cou, what you can't, down in the hill where we were just earlier on. That's the Col de Cou. And then behind us on the top of the mountain there, you can just see the three guys, the three bird watchers with their big binoculars and their cameras. We've just been talking to them, as you saw, hopefully. And now we're going to proceed along the ridge to the bird watching station, the official Swiss scientific bird watching station, where they have nets, where they ring the birds. And if you just follow me over here, I think we'll be able to see the two huts of the bird watchers down in the valley there. That's where they spend the night. They live there, and they come out every day and they catch birds from their big nets on posts. They put rings on them and release them to carry on with their migration.
The birds that have flown into the nets are released by the workers, put into bags, taken away, then ringed, and then released again. We crept quietly up to the nets so we could watch as the workers took each of the birds that they found out of the nets and put them into a bag which they had hanging round their waists. That's a hirondelle, or a swallow, waiting his turn to be released.
Can you get
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Okay.
I go. Is dat zo heel diep?
Ja. I think
And that's the end of this week's Pops video blog from the mountains. There'll be another one next week. See you then.